Hello folks and welcome to today's Hi-Fi News, etc. And what have we got for you? Well, we've got trivia in a second. We have Hi-Fi News, of course, because that's what's on the tin. And the etc. bits, well, there's two etceteras today. The first one is a continuation of an older, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say, folks? Help me out. I'm trying to say I've got an itchy nose. And in addition to that, breaking news, before Christmas, I did a video on tech at or under £100. And that got quite a good reception, so I thought I'd do a bit more. So occasionally on these Friday videos, I will do more tech at or under £100. So we've got a few of those. In addition to that, we have a bit of a previewy thing, actually inspired by that same tech under £100 video. It's sort of connected with that, but I've got a sort of previewy thing going on, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Anyway, before we start, trivia. And the theme for today's trivia is home economics, I suppose you could call it. The question is this. It's relatively simple and it's based in the mid-90s. In fact, 1995. Which 1995 #1 hit was inspired by the group's former manager's wish to escape the music business rat race and buy a house outside the city? Just to repeat, which 1995 #1 hit was inspired by the group's former manager's wish to escape the music business rat race and buy a house outside the city? Well, if you want to hang on to the end of this video, I will reveal the answer. But before we get to that answer, let's talk Hi-Fi News, shall we? We're going to be looking at a new integrated amplifier from Leek, the Leek 230, the Leek 230. Designed as a step-up model from the Stereo 130, which I have reviewed on this channel and on my website, and I'll put links for the website version down below and for the YouTube channel version of the review up in the corner. Anyway, this new amp, the 230, features upgraded circuitry, delivers more power, and features an enhanced DAC. From the front, the new Stereo 230 integrated amp looks, well, almost identical to the earlier 130. The same aluminium front panel and controls, the same optional walnut wood enclosure. Its width is the same. The height is the same. What's different is the depth. It's a deeper box, reflecting the enhanced circuitry and greater power output. Like the Stereo 130, the new amp's built-in DAC circuitry caters for digital sources via USB, coax, and optical. Plus, and this is one over and above the 130, you also get a HDMI ARC on the 230. The 230 also offers Bluetooth reception, supporting Bluetooth 5, and multiple codecs, including aptX and AAC. On the analog side, you get two line-level stereo RCA inputs, plus a moving magnet phono amplifier using JFET-based circuitry. The 230 amplifier upgrades the 9018 ESS DAC to the ES9038 Q2M DAC chip, handling PCM up to 32-bit 768 and DSD up to 22.58, which in ordinary terms is DSD 512. You also get MQA. The Stereo 230 is officially Roon tested as well. This box offers Class AB power in a dual parallel configuration, delivering 75 watts per channel into 8 ohms, backed by a toroidal transformer. You also get bass and treble tone controls, but you can bypass them if you like. And there's a headphone amp built in too. Price, there are two prices, with or without the walnut enclosure. Without the walnut enclosure, you're going to pay £1,099. With that walnut enclosure, the price rises a tad to £1,249. And if you want to know more, I will put links down in the description. Next up, we're looking at a portable speaker from Klipsch and McLaren. So yes, Klipsch has announced the Klipsch Groove McLaren Edition portable Bluetooth speaker, which is a mouthful, and it's priced at £179. And you get it in papaya orange accents. And why not? You also may notice the perforated metal grille, the protective anti-skid rubber inlay with integrated embossed control buttons, and a racing-inspired tyre blanket zip case. Measuring at just over 5 inches wide by 4 inches high and 2 inches deep, it includes Bluetooth 5. You also get a 3-inch full-range driver within and two 2-inch side-firing oval-shaped passive bass radiators. If you want to connect some music sources, you can do that via the 3.5mm auxiliary port, and the speaker will remember up to 8 previously connected Bluetooth devices. There's also a fast charging rechargeable lithium battery that delivers up to 8 hours of listening. And finally, in the news section at least, we have a slight oddity. It's a turntable from JBL. It's called the JBL Spinner. Now, unlike the two products I've just mentioned, which I'm pretty sure are out right now, the Spinner is not out until I think the third quarter of 2023. The Spinner BT, as you might have guessed from that BT bit, pairs with portable speakers, sound bars, and headphones via Bluetooth 5.2 in this case, with the aptX HD codec supported. The Spinner can run at 2 speeds, and slightly unusually, there are separate speed select buttons fixed to the front of the plinth. Incidentally, I have one, count them, one picture to show you. That's all I have. So study this image closely because it will self-destruct immediately afterwards. Also included in the plinth is a built-in phono amplifier. Now this turntable features an aluminium platter and a tone arm with an Audio-Technica cartridge hanging off the end. Via this image, I can't really tell what that might be. I suspect it's going to be a 3600 spherical tipped cartridge, but I ain't too sure just yet, and JBL aren't saying. However, the tone arm itself looks very similar to one or two very low-cost Chinese tone arms I've seen knocking about on the market, but I'm very happy to be proved wrong on that one if someone can tell me otherwise. In terms of presentation, as you can see with the MDF plinth, you get lots of black, you get lots of JBL orange accents, and you also get a hinged dust cover. As I say, the JBL Spinner BT is going to be a third quarter 2023 release. Price, well, I have 3 of those for you. I have £375 or $399 or €425. That's your HiFi news. Let's talk Under £100 tech. I'm going to have to find a snappy title for this, aren't I? Anyway, under £100 tech. I've got 3 items for you. All of these items come from the UK-based company Russ Andrews and their partner in the USA, Kimber. And actually, the first product is from Kimber. It's a cable, and it's called the Cable Tonic. It's an interconnect, and it's priced at £96 for half a meter of this cable. It uses the company's tri-braid field geometry, plus ultra-pure copper conductors. The Tonic single-ended cables use ultra-tight RCA connectors, while the balanced version of the same uses silver-plated XLRs. Next up, we have the Russ Andrews yellow mains power cable. This one has also been developed by Kimber, and the price is £69 for a 1 meter cable. And I'm pretty sure I've done a review of this. I'm thinking off the top of my head as I'm talking to you now. If I have, and I'm pretty sure I have, I will put a link in the description. You can check out the review yourself. Anyway, as I say, made by Kimber, this is a woven design. It has 8 high purity copper conductors, 4 live, 4 neutral, woven around a central earth and insulated with PVC. The cable is protected by a flexible braiding and is available with UK terminations or the Euro Schuko plugs or US plugs as well. There's also a Russ Andrews DCT fuse in there as well. And finally in this section we have something called the silencer for £55. And the silencer, well, it's a power conditioner, and it's used to hit mains noise right at the source, such as computers and computer peripherals like printers and scanners and monitors, fridges, freezers, battery chargers for cordless phones, and so on. The silencer is designed to plug in close to the sources of noise. Plug one into the double wall socket that your fridge is plugged into, for example, and that reduces the mains noise from it at source. In addition to being an effective mains conditioner, the silencer also includes a super clamp spike and surge protection. So that's the under £100 tech section finished. Got to find a new name for that section, really have. I'll have a think. Suggestions, anyone? Anyway, let's get on to our preview. Now, in the original tech under £100 video I did before Christmas, I did mention a brand called Dekoni that sells items to tweak and upgrade your headphones. Well, I've actually received a few of those items here and now, plus a couple of extras that I didn't mention at the time, and I thought you might like a closer look at those items. So I'm going to show you them now. I'm going to bring them to camera, and you can gaze upon them. As I say, think of this as a sort of preview. I may do reviews, but they'll probably appear on the website. So keep a look either on the website or my Patreon page, because the Patreon page is a hub, and everything on the website will turn up on the Patreon page as well. Anyway, what shall we begin with? Okay, let's look at the foam kit, shall we? This foam kit is £15. And this is it. Got a little bit distressed in the post, as you can see. It's a very basic yet quite effective little accessory. And inside here, there's a whole bunch of foam bits. I'll bring them to camera. This foam kit can be used to tune the sound of your headphones. These foam sheets arrive in 4 different densities, can be cut to size, and are large enough to cover even the largest drivers. Placing foam between your ear and the driver generally targets the high frequency range, reducing the highest frequencies and essentially softening the sound of your headphones. So if your headphones suffer from, I don't know, some sibilance maybe, long-term listening fatigue, well, these foam pads will help. Next up, well, new for this channel at least, are 3 sets of replacement ear pads, all aimed in this particular case at Sennheiser's 600 series of headphones. So let me show you the boxes and I will show you what goes inside, shall I? First up is the Choice Suede replacement pads. These are priced at £40 and they're supposed to open up the soundstage a little. And they also offer less clamping force, which might help those like myself who wear glasses. Next, we have Dekoni's Elite Sheepskin, and these are priced at £55. Not too sure about the sound direction for these, but as you might expect, you get lots of comfort. Finally, and that theme should repeat with the Elite Velour replacement pads. Again, these pads major on comfort, but they're a bit cheaper than the sheepskins at £50 a pair. In addition to the Sennheiser headphone pads, I also received a replacement cable for my Sennheiser HD660S headphones. This is a balanced cable, a Pentacom cable. Now let me show you the cable out of the box. This is the Pentacom that Sennheiser provide, and this is the replacement from Dekoni. It's a braided design and it's built with silver-plated copper. This one can be used with I think the entire 600 series and the 580 series. There's a bit of a deal with this one in price terms. It used to be £160, now it's down to £100. Finally, moving on to the HD 800 series of headphones from Sennheiser. Here's a similar looking cable, but this one obviously is for the 800 and the termination is XLR. Actually, there is a balanced Nutric connector on the end of this one. Again, this particular cable should fit all HD 800 series headphones. And again, we're looking at silver-plated copper cabling here. Price for this one is £260. And that's it, folks. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. And you will be looking, won't you, for a trivia answer. And I'll give that to you right now. Well, let's remind ourselves of the question, shall we? Which is, which 1995 #1 hit was inspired by the group's former manager's wish to escape the music business rat race and buy a house outside the city? And the answer is Country House from Blur. The song was inspired by former manager Dave Balfe's plan to withdraw from business to a house in the country. His plan was to explore various creative avenues, none of which actually panned out. Meanwhile, The Great Escape, the album from which the song came, was such a success that Balfe was tempted to return to the rat race as a record company executive. So now you know, and that's the end of this video. Thank you very much once more for staying to the end, and down below, if I could ask you to click on the like and subscribe buttons, well, I'd be very happy indeed, and it'll help this channel skedaddle through the algorithm. If you want to also look down below in the description, there are chapter headings if you'd like to navigate around this video. There's also other links to my Patreon page, and in addition to that, my Facebook group, which you're welcome to join, and my website. Please, if you can support me on Patreon, it keeps this channel going because it's directly funded from said Patreon to this channel. Without it, this channel dies a death. So please support if you can. There's a whole host of exclusive stuff over there. Just published part 4 of my hi-fi tour. Looks at Valve power amplifier monoblocks. So check them out if you want a closer look at those and to see why I chose them in the first place and all that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of other bits and pieces over there as well. Anyway, I will be back on Sunday and I will be giving you a review. Can I tell you anything about it? No, I can't. No, I certainly can't. Because it's going to be a surprise. That's why. I miss Christmas, you see. I miss all those surprises. So I thought I'd give you a nice surprise. Anyway, Sunday, be there or don't be, but please try. And I will see you then. Until that time, folks, bye-bye for now.